Hi, this is Heyman, Professor Aaron, Protecting Balance by Protecting Pack. I'm going to be doing a Bitmex update on our current trades. So we are up 74%, and I still think we're going to hit around the 4100 range because of the past pattern here. Let me show you when we did our 3 pump from down here. It was a 1, 2. Actually, that's not the one. Is it? No, I think there was more. Yeah, there was more down here. Alright, so here's a 1, and that does the double pump. Alright, so that's the first one. Second one, third one, and I've been expecting a fourth one, which usually kind of takes a while to get to. So that's kind of where we're at right now. It's a bull running up. I'm gonna let it fly. I think I had about 11,000 contracts. I sold a few on the bottom all the way up. I won't take a position. I'm just gonna let it run. But I'm waiting to short it at 35,000, all the way up to maybe around the 4,100 range. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it pretty relaxed here while it continues to run up. And around the 4,100, I believe that's when it's gonna come down. So let me show you a reason why and my logic behind that. Hold on a second. Let me grab my OneNote. Pause it. Alright, so this is my trading journal. I think it still holds true. I said that we were like right here somewhere. The thing is, it's kind of weird. Like I'll make a call of this, and I think that's where it's gonna head towards. But we're also at a smaller triangle, so since we hit 4,200 here, it just repeated it, but we're at a tinier squeeze of this triangle. So this is you see the burgundy triangle here that's really wide in the background. So we're further down the line. This was back in December. We're now in March, so I believe 4,100 is kind of where this triangle kind of goes down. Now, do I think it's gonna break out? It could. I don't know. So I'm gonna say no. But we'll see. We'll see. If it does break out, then I'll need to kind of make sure I stop that. So I'll probably be relaxed, kind of let a few hundred go through, see if it goes past 4,200. If it does go past 4,200, then we'll see if it keeps going past 43, 44. If it does, then it's finally breaking out. And all right, we're gonna recover on our Bitcoin. But basically 1, 2, and 3 here. And so I believe this is what's going to happen here. I'm going to short around this point, and it'll probably be 1, 2 drops maybe. There'll be a immediate drop, but maybe 2 big major drops to kind of look out for. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. Okay, so switching back over now to our thing. It's kind of interesting that the pattern is starting to repeat. Now the pattern does stretch out, it does its thing. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks to get to that point. Before, how long did it take? It was only 2 days, right? 21, 22, 23, 24, we recovered, and then we're kind of back down. Okay, so patterns do happen, it's just more stretched out. Now, before I made that call of going to 4,100, if it does go, great. There was a bunch of like dips here and there, dips, and I was like, man. So while I'm waiting for this big one, I could be making short-term scalps as it dips down and short and all that stuff. But as you do that, you run the risk of not picking it up that long, and sometimes it'll long, all of a sudden it doesn't tell you when it's gonna long. So, but it doesn't run up too fast. So in the meantime, there's a short-term game, long-term game, of course. But also, play it properly. Know the certain point where it starts to run up too much too fast, where you just say, "Hey, I need to get out." Because usually I'm kind of setting this rule where most of the time it's pretty like low volume. It doesn't run up as high. So when it runs up, and let's say I'm trying to short it, I short down here, but it keeps going up. I'm like, oh man. Usually I'll get stopped out and like I'm done, But sometimes I'll just start with the low amount. But as it runs up, I'll do maybe 2 to 3. rebuy, but twice the order. So about 1,000 here, I'll probably go maybe 2,500 or 5,000. And if it keeps going again, then I'll double it up to 10,000. So that kind of raises my average, buying price. So if it does come down, I'm in profit as soon as it, you know, drops back down. So instead of trying to get all emotional and, oh, I'm losing money, just buy back in. And plus, like, when you look at it, like, think about it, like, dude, it's only like, I'm only leveraging $50 at the end of the day, and like, why am I freaking out, right? So if I'm leveraging, like, I'm doing a $5,000 order, 10x or 25x even. If I do 10x, then it's only $500, right? If I do 25x, then it's let me do the math here, maybe around $250 or $150. Like, all right, and it's only going to negative 10% of that, so I'm not losing $15, $20. So you have to kind of keep it in perspective, I think, if I'm doing my math correctly off the top of my head. Sometimes you kind of freak out without needing to freak out, and just kind of, hey, you know what, it's good, it'll come back down, and kind of play it confidently. And so that's kind of what I'm starting to notice too. So if I do buy in 3 times and it doesn't get me out, or I'm still in losing position, then yeah, above that there's a certain threshold that I'll need to get out, because I know it's going to reverse it, or it's going to do one of these bull runs, right? That I've been expecting this whole time, and if it does happen, then I know that I need to let it run instead of going against the pattern. So the pattern does rule, but on the short term it gets stretched, and so you kind of have to, in the meantime, play those little scalps here, those little volatile run ups and downs, the dojis, giant dojis. And those have been pretty profitable, just kind of putting your limit orders on top and bottom, and wherever it hits, it'll always, if it hits the bottom and sells on top, or hits your short and then you sell along, there's a huge spread right there, like very instantly. And I try not to be in trading in the middle, because you kind of get out of the zone too fast. And if I do get out of the zone, then I have to like double, triple up on it to kind of come back on the positive. So that's all I have for today. As far as what I think it's gonna go, it'll probably go up to 4,100 ish, around there, and then kind of look to maybe see it to start to turn down. If it kind of ranks down fast, so I'm gonna give a kind of big stop. So if it kind of drives down fast, then I think that runs over. But usually it'll run up, come back down, and it kind of hovers for a while. If it hovers for a while, there's still some energy for it to take off again. I just don't know how far it's going to take up. Based on the pattern, it's telling me around 4,100 it should come back down, and then it'll probably reset, do this little triangle deal, and then run up 1, 2, 3 again. And I think that's where we need to watch out for. Let me show you this part here. This part, it'll create a couple more triangles along the way down, right? So after it creates this triangle down, then it repeats again and runs up 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it might drop back down around like the 30, I don't know, maybe around the 3,900s, I guess, and hover around 3,900s, and then repeat, run back up. Okay, if we're kind of, if Bitcoin's recovering. So we'll see. There is that giant triangle from where it dropped from 6,000, and if it obeys that, then we're kind of probably looking at 2,000 Bitcoin, 1,500, 1,800, something like that, or even lower. I don't know, just depending how long it is. So we'll see. All right, guys, have a good one.